Gonna touch down on another Illuminati card here, and it's called Nevermore, and it has the picture of a raven on it, or a crow or something, a blackbird. I just seen today that they found 300 dead blackbirds here in Michigan, and over the past few days, I've been seeing big birds, man, all around, man, like a lot of different bird sightings, man, like hawks. Seen this big, it looked almost like it was a bird that had a curved nose down like that. I seen one of those. Seen like a stork. I've been seeing blackbirds everywhere. Today I seen like a raven looking thing with this. It was holding something in its mouth and it chilled in a tree and it flew off. And a few came behind it. I seen little birds flying up on the bigger blackbirds. It's pretty crazy. But let me think. That movie, The Crow, about Brandon Lee, I showed how much that. See, there you go, Nevermore. It's related to a crow, so it's got Illuminati cards connections. I mean, I don't know exactly how, but sometimes the blackbird or I think they say it carries the souls of the dead. I mean, that's real superstitious, but that's the type of way they communicate, and it's also related to Edgar Allan Poe. The fact that it says Nevermore, I think there's a story where a dude keeps knocking on the door, rapping at the door. Not sure. Look, here comes the wind, knocking the door. You hear that? But once again, you got Crow. He's kind of allowed to come back from death through this, this mediator, the Crow. Edgar Allan Poe was a scary poet, and he's probably got some kind of connection, because most people with deep ties, man, it's like they're instructed, man, in their roles, man. Like it's almost like they're born, man, like someone knows, man, time, and they go and seek these people out and like leak them things, man. And it's like Poe might be one of them, because they all like retell the same stuff from Shakespeare and all that stuff. I mean, it's like they all it's weird how it's all connected, just like the dang Illuminati cards. But it also does say what the crows picked out the eyes of the thief who the bad thief on the cross, basically. And so that's about he ate out his eyes. But I think it said the devil hopped into him, and then he started to say things. Like basically like the Matrix agents, or Legion on that Denzel movie. He hops up into the guy, and then the crow eats out his eye. In Indian stories, man, the crow a lot of times is seen as this trickster, kind of a saboteur, a kind of guy who devours your food. He's like really there against you. Book of Jasher talks about the birds when we first were instructed how to plant. That the birds had a conspiracy against man to stop them from being able to eat. We have we got drone swarms now. So what's to say that they haven't actually droned out some actual animals, like bio-drone technology, where you have a bird that actually is outfitted with cameras and all that shizzle. That could be another element to the Nevermore type of concept here, where I'm trying to go, how these things all do click in together, man, at some point. Plus with, here's the thing too, in the Book of Giants it said that the whole earth, everything was corrupted, and all the animals too. So who knows what they're going to try to do with the animals. That they're actually trying to backbreed the animals back into dinosaurs. And I mean, I seen this bird the other day, and I literally thought it looked almost like a pterodactyl. It's crazy too. What else did I hear about that? Yeah, I had an experience with some blackbirds or some crows or ravens or something, dude, in the woods, man. It's on one of my videos. It's called Woods Swords Training. And I was out in the nature preserves, and a whole bunch of birds came up on me and, man, started yelling at me, man. It was weird. But it's Nevermore type shit. But I was watching this show called Fringe, and it was talking about how birds have this electromagnetic kind of radar. And if you've had an experience where you got hit by some kind of electrical situation that it change. You put off this different signature, and birds can just hone into the signature, so they have actually tracking birds as well. They also try to use pigeons in torpedoes, believe it or not. So there's more going on with that animal internet than we know. And then there's also something called infrasound. Infrasound is sound that isn't it isn't, you can't hear it if you're human, because it's either below or above our range of frequencies and vibrations we can hear. But animals can hear them as well. So like, what's to say your mood doesn't make a noise, a hum, a sound that you can't hear. It's not audible to us, but to the animals, they can hear it. Kind of like whistle while you work or whatever, or when people are having, when they draw upon focus in their mind by a happy thought or something. You know what I'm saying? It may make something called infrasound, which is pretty dope. I believe in this, and I think that's one of the ways that I attract the animals. It's partially by being at peace in your mind, in a way, and then you can also develop other like sounds, literally, like that don't make no sound, and it's like you can attract the animals. I mean, I can't. It works for me anyway. Sometimes, not all the time. It's not. It's look. I'm still learning this stuff. I don't really. I ain't got it all down, but I know there's something to it. But once again, it did say in Jasher or Jubilees, it talked about how the dang. There was a point in time where man was more pure. His blood was pure, and if the blood does if it does cry out from the earth, and there's a harmonic frequency to it, over time through because each generation we get a little weaker and a little worse off than the last, that we lost that ability because maybe our blood is tainted. There's too much sin from our forefathers that we're not. We lost abilities that we used to have, like animal communication with the animals. Yeah, I just heard a bird go. Here it goes. See? There he goes again. It's probably one of them crows, man. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check into Edgar Allan Poe and see how that relates and why. Because that's what it is. When it shows you like Atomic Monster, you go watch the movie. Like, look, the 9/11 predictive programming was in the movie, the remake of Godzilla, the one that wasn't even really that good. But that's the reason why it wasn't good, because it was an insider movie with a message. It's forecast in the cards. So, what was another one, for instance? A Jurassic Park. You can go, look, Dinosaur Park is a card. You can go to Jurassic Park, watch the movie, and inside the movie there's another clue that leads you to something they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just like Nevermore, then you go watch The Crow, the movie, and it's a movie about the guys getting assassinated, and he's in a way he's attaining some kind of apotheosis. You know what I'm saying? There's weird occult themes in it, and I decoded the movie, man, but fucking I'm not sure if it's still on there or not, but very, very interesting and deeper encoded themes, man. Like I said, that whole conspiracy there. Nevermore, the Crow, Brandon Lee got murdered by the Illuminati. Then you got his dad, Bruce Lee, who died in mysterious circumstances. And he did have OSS, that's the CIA's predecessor, enemies, man. Like, they wrote books, like how much they didn't like Bruce Lee and how much of a charlatan he was. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Then you go look at that movie, Game of Death. And look, there's a... Dude, in Game of Death, exactly what happens to Bruce Lee in the movie happened to his son while filming a movie in the future. Which that's a statistical anomaly. It's just impossible for that not to be contrived. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's how these Illuminati cards work as well. Woo. It's like it's a puzzle. You know what I'm saying? It leaves you clues, but it doesn't tell you exactly everything. And like, you know, I'm sitting out here getting time-lapse clouds today. Illuminati Air Magic Part B, the wave clouds, man. And I mean, they predicted all. And then there's another fucking card where it's got a plane pulling a cloud with a rope, and then a tornado beneath the cloud. And I think it's called like weather control or something like that. But yeah, I mean, those cards are deep, and I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna keep hitting them, man. For a while, man, until I feel satisfied. You know what I mean?